Prince Harry and Meghan Markle has become less of a career move and more of a survival reality show. I'm talking about a staff turnover rate that would make even a McDonald's manager raise an eyebrow. Royal expert Richard Fitzwilliam claims about 20 employees have departed since their move to California in 2020. 20. That's not staff turnover. That's a bloody exodus. That's like an entire football team deciding to switch sides mid-game. Welcome back to Royal Cookies, where we serve up the juiciest royal gossip with a side of heart-wrenching humanity. Please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. Think about it this way: if you went through 20 relationships in 4 years, your friends would stage an intervention. But when you're Harry and Meghan, apparently it's just Tuesday? The total number of staff the Sussexes have lost since they tied the knot in 2018 is said to be at least 18, with even more having left since they packed their bags and said cheerio to the UK. At this rate, they're going through more stuff than a Game of Thrones season goes through characters. Those who have left reportedly include Kyle Ballier, a deputy press secretary, and Charlie Gibson, a UK press officer. Now, these weren't just any old staff members. These were the people whose job it was to make Harry and Meghan look good in the press. Let that sink in for a moment. The PR people quit. The people whose literal job description was make them look good walked away. That's like your plastic surgeon quitting mid-operation because they've decided you're beyond help. The couple sacked communications chiefs Charlie Gibson and Kyle Ballier, reportedly blaming them for failing to turn around routinely negative media coverage of the pair. But here's where it gets really interesting, Royal Cookie fans, because this isn't just about a few people deciding to update their LinkedIn profiles. Oh no. This is about a pattern so consistent, it's practically become a royal tradition. It's like being on a dating app where everyone you match with ghosts you after the first date. At some point, you've got to look in the mirror and ask yourself, is it them, or is it me? The couple's head of communications left to start her own communications firm. She literally decided that starting a business from scratch was preferable to working for Harry and Meghan. Starting your own business is terrifying. The fact that it seemed like the better option tells you everything you need to know. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle face a make-or-break 2025 in which they will launch new projects under searing pressure. Make or break. That's not the kind of language you want to hear about your career prospects. It's like being told you have potential. It sounds nice, but it's really just a polite way of saying you're not quite there yet. The irony is delicious, isn't it? They left the royal family to have more control over their lives, and now they can't even control their own staff. It's like escaping from Alcatraz only to find yourself trapped in a much smaller prison that you built yourself. So what does the future hold for Harry and Meghan's staffing situation? Well, if current trends continue, they'll be the first couple to have a staff turnover rate that exceeds the speed of light. At this point, they should probably just hire temps. You know, those people who come in for a week, do the job, and leave before they can form any emotional attachments or develop any lasting trauma. Or maybe they should embrace the chaos and turn it into content. The Real Housewives of Archewell, coming soon to Netflix. Watch as communications directors battle for survival while trying to spin positive stories about their employers. But seriously, if they want to be taken seriously as business leaders, as thought leaders, as anything other than professional complainers, they need to figure out this whole keeping staff thing. Because right now, their biggest talent seems to be making people want to quit. If everyone around you is the problem, maybe you're the problem. It's like that old saying, if you meet one difficult person in a day, they're probably having a bad day. If you meet 10 difficult people in a day, you're probably a difficult person. Money can't buy you loyalty, but treating people well can. Revolutionary concept. I know. At this point, working for Harry and Meghan probably comes with hazard pay recommendations from employment lawyers. Sometimes the best career move is knowing when to quit. These staff members who left? They're probably sleeping better at night, earning more money, and definitely not having to explain why their bosses are feuding with the entire British royal family. Think about it. What if Harry and Meghan are actually business geniuses who have figured out how to stay relevant by creating their own drama? What if the staff turnover is intentional? What if they're the puppet masters of their own chaos? Nah, I'm just kidding. That would require a level of strategic thinking that, well, let's just say if it was intentional, they wouldn't need to keep hiring new communications directors. But it does make you wonder, in a world where attention is currency, maybe any attention is good attention? Maybe every headline about staff leaving is actually keeping them in the public consciousness? When you work for the actual royal family, you know, the ones with the castles and the crowns, you get prestige, history, tradition, and the chance to serve something bigger than yourself. Plus, decent job security and probably excellent retirement benefits. When you work for Harry and Meghan, you get, well, you get to be part of their journey of finding themselves while they figure out what they want to do with their lives. It's like being a guidance counselor for two very famous, very wealthy, very confused adults. The traditional royals have centuries of experience in managing staff, understanding protocol, and maintaining dignity. Harry and Meghan have a podcast that got cancelled and a Netflix deal that's running out of content. I bet there are recruitment agencies in Hollywood and London that have a special Sussex clause in their contracts now. You know, extra compensation for psychological trauma, shorter contract terms, and mandatory therapy coverage. If you're obsessed with royal strategy and environmental impact like I am, make sure you're subscribed to Royal Cookies because we're serving up the most sustainable royal content on YouTube. And remember, in a world full of fast fashion and royal scandals, sometimes the most revolutionary thing you can do is wear your values on your sleeve, preferably in a gorgeous shade of green. Sophie's proving that environmental activism isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. Until next time, keep munching on those eco-friendly royal cookies.